Hey, Uber Sports, welcome to an instant reaction video from the Week 3 game between Green Bay and the Bengals. And what an entertaining football game the Packers had. It's the first time they ever won an overtime game in the Aaron Rodgers era. Previously, he had been 0-7, and now he improves that record to 1-7. But overall, this was a game of two halves for both teams. In the first half, the Bengals came out firing on all cylinders. They scored a touchdown on the first drive after not scoring a touchdown in the previous two games. And the Packers answered right back with a touchdown of their own that was helped by a pretty questionable pass interference call, but it was a touchdown nonetheless. And then the Bengals, they went down and scored another touchdown a few drives later. And then there was the Aaron Rodgers pick six, the first he'd thrown since 2008 or 2009, I believe. And from then, we went to overtime, or we went to the second half. Packers were down 14, 27-7, 21-7. God, I'm messing up everything right now. I'm just so excited because I'd never really seen the Packers win a game like that for a long time. So, but the Packers came out in the second half. They scored a touchdown on their first drive. Uh, they were able to stop the Bengals on the Bengals' first drive, but they weren't able to capitalize. And the Bengals also weren't able to really capitalize on anything. They weren't able to move the ball very well, and the defense really stepped up in the game, in the second half at least. In the first half, Rodgers was under pressure pretty much the entire time. He got sacked 5 times in the first half and 6 on the day, but he just really couldn't have any time to throw. And in the second half, I noticed a big difference in the Packers' offense, and that's that they went with a lot of hurry-up offense. They threw a lot of quicker passes. They threw a lot of slants, and that's really what I wish the Packers would come out every game trying to do, because I feel like they're when they come out, they're a little tense, they're a little nervous that they're going to mess up or something. But once they get down into holes like that, they just let it loose, and it usually works. And I just wish that the Packers came out more often like that. And I remember in the run the table, the 8-game winning streak we had last year, we came out every game like that. And I really don't know what the Packers are doing when they fall into deficits like this, because it just seems so fixable. I see the Packers calling all these plays, and Rodgers has no time to throw. He's dancing around the pocket, and either he'll buy time and make some miraculous throw, he'll run for a yard, or he'll get sacked. And I just really think that the Packers in the first half seemed to rely more on Aaron Rodgers' heroics than anything, and it really didn't work out that well for them, as Rodgers was only 9 of 15 for 73 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But the second half, completely different story. The Packers came out firing on all cylinders, and they were able to get it to within 24-17 with about 3:46 left, and that's when Aaron Rodgers kicked in. And Aaron Rodgers drove them right down the field, right in the final 17 seconds. He threw a game-tying touchdown pass to Jordy Nelson with 17 seconds to go on a beautiful throw. I mean, you couldn't have put that ball anywhere else. If it was a little bit later or a little bit to the left, it was an interception, and that would have been the game. And Nelson made a fantastic catch, getting his knee in bounds, and from the Crosby converted on the extra point. And in overtime, I was a little bit nervous because the Bengals won the coin toss, and typically with the Packers, what they do, if they lose the coin toss, they usually lose in overtime. And like I said, Aaron Rodgers was 0-7 in his career in overtime games before this game. So, and most of the time, he doesn't even get to see the field in overtime. So he got the ball back. The Packers got a huge stop, thanks in large part to Josh Jones on that great stop on the Bengals tight end. In fact, Josh Jones played a great game the whole day. He got 2 sacks, including one that was on a critical 3rd and 6. He really stepped up today. He had a lot of big plays. He was pretty dominant force on the inside when they sent him on blitzes, which was really good to see. I'm just really happy that the Packers defense was able to step up in the second half, especially guys like Josh Jones, because usually with the Packers defense, we see them crumple. But, I mean, maybe it had something to do with the Bengals offense not playing very well, but, I mean, the Packers were able to were able to stop the Bengals enough to let Aaron Rodgers have an opportunity, and he capitalized. So Crosby converted the extra point, and in overtime, the Packers got the ball back. They stopped the Bengals, and they had 2 incomplete passes, 3rd and 10, and I was thinking, of course this is going to happen. We're going to go 3 and out. We're going to give the ball back to them in good field position. They're going to get a field goal, and we're going to lose, right? That's probably what's going to happen. I'm sure that's what a lot of people thought what was going to happen. But Aaron Rodgers, he drew him off sides. He had a free play, and he had a wide open Geronimo Allison, and he put it right on the money. And Allison made a few nice moves and got it down to about the 5-yard line. And Mason Crosby converted on the easy field goal attempt, and the Packers won. And it was a really thrilling victory, a game that the Packers, I thought, could have ended up blowing out the Bengals at first. But I mean, a win's a win. The Packers probably should have won this by a lot more than they did, but a win is a win, and it's a confidence builder, and it's something that the Packers really needed. And now they're 2-1. They got the Bears at home this Thursday, and it's looking better for Green Bay right now. And I was really concerned throughout the game because falling to 1-2, it's never good to fall to 1-2. It's not a good record to have when you're looking to get to the playoffs. And I remember 2014, the Packers were 1-2, and then Aaron Rodgers had to relax, and then he went on a tear, and the Packers ended up getting all the way to the NFC Championship game. And I'm just hoping that this win boosts the Packers' confidence, because a lot of it was taken away from last week, where we just couldn't. From the start, we couldn't hang with Atlanta. And in this game, I think that might have gotten to us a little bit. We just couldn't get our minds in the right place. But in the second half, we picked it up. Aaron Rodgers led the charge, and we won the game in overtime. And you just can't ask for a victory sweeter than that. As always, guys, leave a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.